fight of the day that I'm going to be breaking down. Um, Fatima Kline versus Melissa Martinez. Um, I don't know, man. It's WMMA, so whenever it's WMMA, it's hard to actually have any sort of confidence. At one point, what do you call her? That Chinese girl, that Chinese lady, who lost to Fernandez. I forgot her name. She came in as a massive favorite and she ended up losing. Right. So whenever we're dealing with women's MMA, I mean it's kind of hard to actually have any sort of confidence in either of them. I get that Fatima Klein is a minus 1,200 favorite, which is fairly understandable when you consider the fact that she went to a decision with what do you call her, Jasmine Jesu Davicius. Am I right? I think so. I think she went to a decision with Jasmine Jesu Davicius. Um, and I think she lost. Yeah, she lost to Jasmine Jesu Davicius. And on the other hand, Martinez lost to Ellis Reed, and then I think she beat Alice Ardeline or something like that. And then Fatima Klein beat who? If I'm not mistaken, oh, she beat Victoria Dudakova. So, and I get that her performance against Jasmine Justice VCS was kind of impressive. And obviously finishing Victoria Dudakova, who was once thought to be like the next big thing in the UFC, is honestly quite impressive to be honest. But they're still both very early in their careers, and when you look at the what do you call it? When you look at their finishing rates, I mean, both of them basically have one win in the UFC, and the win they have, Shoshot McGee. What a bad WMMA fight. Snooze fest inbound. Yeah, it's kind of crazy that Fatima Klein is a minus 1,200 favorite. I honestly don't get why, because I get that she might have performed a little bit better, or rather she fought comparatively better competition. Whereas when what do you call her? Fatima Klein lost to Jasu Davicius. Melissa Martinez lost to Ellis Reed. So I can understand why people feel like, okay, Fatima Klein is a little bit better, even technically. She might be a little bit better, but ultimately we have to consider the fact that number one, this is WMMA. Number two, both of them have one win, and it's not a great win. I mean, Melissa Martinez, okay. I mean, she went to a decision with Alice Adeline. I don't know how good that is, especially consider. But I mean, Alice just won. I mean, but it wasn't that impressive, to be honest. Shoshat McGee, we blank, we blankhead is 30 game plan and is so bad on the field. Who's that? Oh, Wet Blankhead is. Oh, Fatima. Oh, you're Fatima Klein. Okay, Wet Blanket is Fatima Klein's game plan and is so bad on the feed. Yeah, that's why I'm like, I don't get why she's such a massive favorite. I get it. I mean, when we go to the grappling, Melissa Martinez has horrible takedown defense, so most likely Fatima Klein is going to be able to take her down, especially because she shoots a bit more, and is actually successful with the takedowns. So I get it, but for her to be minus one 1,200 is kind of crazy for me. And on the feed, it's kind of tricky to be honest, especially because on the feed I feel like Melissa Martinez will have a bit more volume. I don't know if I would give I don't know if I would call either of them technically good at striking. But in all honesty, I'd say it's even hard to say Melissa Martinez at this point because her striking is so rather defensively she's horrible. I don't know, man. I'm not gonna give anyone the advantage on the field. But Fatima Kline, and obviously it's mainly because of her grappling. So she defensively she's a little bit better, but obviously it's because everyone is avoiding getting taken down. So obviously her striking defense is gonna be a little bit better. But yeah, I mean I'd go with Melissa Martinez as far as the striking goes, but on the ground I anticipate that Fatima Kline might be able to win. I don't know if but again, Fatima Kline should be minus 120, minus 1,200 at this point, to be honest. At most, she should be minus 150. Minus 1,200 is kind of crazy to me, considering I genuinely do think Melissa Martinez could get the upset here. It's WMMA, and they are so, to some extent, evenly matched. Both of them have one win in the UFC. Both of them have one loss. Basically, both of them are 1-1 in the UFC. Both of them yeah, have had two fights in the UFC. Obviously, maybe you could say, well, Fatima Kline fought Jasmine Jasu Davicius, who is miles better than Ellis Reed, who basically beat Melissa Martinez. Whereas Fatima Kline, even though she lost to Jasmine Jasu Davicius, she was able to go to a decision with her. So maybe you could argue that, okay, it makes her better. Maybe you could also argue that, well, their next opponent was not particularly that impressive as well. Fatima Kline got Victoria Dudikova, and she was able to finish her, whereas Melissa Martinez went to a decision with Alice Adeline. But Alice Adeline, at the very least, got a win. Victoria Dudikova is still on a loss, right? So, Melissa Martinez's win over Alice Adeline has aged decently. She was able to get a win. So I don't know, man. It's kind of a tricky fight, but it's kind of crazy for me to know that um, what do you call her? Fatima Kline is such a massive favorite. It's honestly unfathomable that anyone believes this much in her. Because for me, it's a coin flip. I think you'll have more success by just flipping a coin and actually going with whatever you see based on that. That's how I feel. Okay, not flipping a coin, but I would give this fight maybe 60% Klein, 40% Martinez. That's how I feel about it. It's not like a massive, like there's not going to be a massive discrepancy unless Martinez's wrestling is more horrible than I anticipate. But yeah, that's so evenly matched, man. If it wasn't for Melissa Martinez's horrible takedown defense, I genuinely would probably consider picking Melissa Martinez if it wasn't for her horrible takedown defense. Because ultimately, at this point, I don't know, man. I think it could go either way. But yeah, I'm going with Fatima Kline. My subscribers are going with Fatima Kline. I don't understand why she's minus 1,200, to be honest. It's kind of crazy to me. But hey, I'm not an odds maker, so I mean, maybe they know what they're doing. Who knows? Maybe Fatima Kline gets in there and finds a way to just finish it and makes me look stupid. Even though I'm picking Fatima Kline, I'm just saying I'm not going to be shocked if Melissa Martinez finds a way to pull off the upset here. Shoshot McGee, if it plays out on the feed, literally a 50-50 fight, and takedowns in WMMA are so unreliable. 100%. And of course, that's why I say it's the element of it being a women's MMA fight is very important because they are so unpredictable. The people who are supposed to win in WMMA go in there and they look like they shouldn't even be there. And then the people who are not supposed to win are the ones who are actually coming in and looking exceptional. YTS. Okay, man. So yeah, yeah, that concludes it. I don't know if there's any more to say. I think I've said a mouthful on this particular fight. Um, I mean, go with whoever you want to go with, but I genuinely feel like it's a coin flip for me. Um, see you guys tomorrow. Short McGee. Brazilian IQ is is smaller than that says a lot. Brazilian IQ is better than WMMA IQ. Um, let's go. Let's go for that. Did you hear about the Tyson Fury? What happened with Tyson Fury? I don't follow boxing that much, man. Which is ironic because right now I'm trying to train and exercise, and I've started basically with boxing, right? So not professionally. I'm just starting off with shadow boxing, and then once I get used to it, I'll expand to other things. But in all honesty, I don't watch boxing to be honest. Let's go for that. Um, he is fighting John Jones at the White House, just dropped by UFC on Instagram. Nah, come on. Are you serious? Ah, come on, man. Nah, let's hope it's a joke, man. I don't want to see. I don't want to see. Let's go for that. Go look. Okay, I'll go check, but I don't want to see John Jones and Tyson Fury, especially at such a monumental event. Here's my ideal card if this White House fight card is gonna happen, right? At the main event, we have what do you call him? John Jones versus Tom Aspinall. Co-main event: Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler or someone else. Feature okay, no. Co-main event: Ilya Tuporia versus Islam Makhachev. Featured fight: Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler. And then the rest of the fights will come. Maybe some title fights. Um, but obviously, Ilya Tuporia and John Jones are title fights. So who else would fit perfectly? Like we want like fights that will be very difficult to actually put together. I wouldn't mind a Kobe Covington versus um no Michael Morales is past Kobe Covington at this point. Who can they feed him to? I don't know. Okay, but I think Kobe Covington, despite how I feel about him, I think he's been on Trump since he's been in the limelight. Obviously, I think that's part of the reason why he's popular. So I genuinely think he should actually be on that card, but he should be against like a really really talented prospect. I mean, he built his name off of beating old legends. It's only fair that he allows himself to be um, beaten to a, to a pulp by someone else. That's what he was doing to other legends. So it's his turn now. Who can they put him against? Not Kevin Holland. I mean, we need this to be bigger. I would say Michael Morales, but even then, I feel like Michael Morales is so good that it would be disrespectful to give him Kobe Covington at this point. But yeah, I mean, so far, imagine John Jones versus Tom Aspin. Like, I don't want to see boxing, man. In the main event, I don't want to see boxing. And unfortunately, because Dana White is trying to get into boxing, that is a high possibility, you know? That's a high possibility that we will be watching a boxing match in MMA at some point in the future. Um, yeah, that sucks, man. Uh, Let me see. Let's go for that. Dana just did a live said Tom was cut. Okay, I mean, I almost believed you up until you said that. Um, uh, Singala. You're from South Africa, right? Yeah, I'm from South Africa, man. Shoshat McGee, dude, I boxed for 12 to 19, and I hate to watch boxing. The undercards are so bad. Yeah, man. Beyond that, I feel like it's such. I think maybe some people can do it. I don't think there's anyone who's ever been a massive fan of MMA who will be able to enjoy boxing, because ultimately, for me, it's like it doesn't. One of the things I love about MMA is that it simulates a real fight. There's no way you're going to stand there and just use your punches just to. People take each other down without intending. Even if, like, for example, someone can come running at you, and then tackle you to the ground. I mean, that's not the conventional takedown, but it is a takedown. Someone will kick you. Uh, it doesn't. So the reason I love MMA so much is that it simulates a real fight. Boxing for me is like a less entertaining version of WWE. My bad to anyone who watches boxing. I'm not throwing shade at anyone. For me, if I'm going to watch something that's limited to, like, you can't use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, only this, I'd much rather watch something that's scripted to be entertaining. I mean, imagine watching boxing and then it's all decisions. Like, at least in MMA, okay, even in MMA, they will sit on top of each other. But I don't know, it's different for me. um, let's go for that. He is fighting Francis in PFL now. Apparently, they fell out the bad. Charles said, "Okay, clearly you're trolling," and I actually believed you. Shoshat McGee, Islam versus Ilya, Easy versus Sean, Kobe versus Carlos. Nah, I don't want to see, like, Adesanya and Sean Strickland are two guys who, like, that's a snooze fest. We know it's going to go to a decision. No one is going to be aggressive. They are going to just outpoint each other to a decision. I don't want to see that on that particular card. Yeah, you can make that a main event of a fight night, or maybe part of a pay-per-view. Not on a big card like that, for me at the very least. Sean Strickland, I think, should be put against some. Like, if Hamza Chimaev wins, I think Sean Strickland should find a way to get a win. Like, that would probably be one of the biggest fights you can make. Unfortunately, I'm not encouraging giving people. I'm not encouraging giving people undeserved title shots, but Sean Strickland has been talking so much crap about Hamza Chimaev that. Okay, but I mean, America would have to win, so I don't think they will make fights that will make America look bad on that night. Um, Hamza Chimaev versus Sean Strickland. I mean, Hamza is going to just humiliate him. But Hamza is also a massive star, so I genuinely wouldn't mind seeing him on that card. I don't know against who, but I wouldn't mind seeing. That would be sick. Imagine we have Tom Aspinall versus, what do you call him? John Jones. We have Ilya Tuporia versus Islam Makhachev. We have Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler. We have Hamza Chimaev versus the winner of Baralho versus Imavov, or even Sean Strickland. We give him an undeserved title shot just so that Hamza can just beat the brakes off of him. And then we have Kobe Covington versus, I don't know, someone who deserves a shot at the rankings. A really talented prospect. Who's a really talented prospect? I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe give Kobe a layup in one of the Bonfim brothers. Oh, if Kobe wins a fight, oh my God, he's going to be calling for a title shot immediately. But yeah, I mean, give America a win. So give Kobe one of the Bonfim brothers to be the featured prelim. I mean, that would be a sick card. Um, Shoshat McGee, Buckley versus Ian. I don't know. I don't feel like that's big enough, man. I don't feel like that's big enough. I'd want something a lot bigger. I don't know if Ian versus like I want those special fights that make you feel like, oh my flipping down. Um Bo versus Joe Pfeiffer. Yeah. Yeah, in the prelims. I wouldn't mind that in the prelims. Shoshat McGee, Strickland versus Robert Whittaker would be good. Because you don't want Izzy. I know, man. I mean, Bobby Knuckles is more or less an Izzy to some extent. You know, I want bad blood, and I feel like Hamza Chimaev and Sean Strickland would be perfect. But at the very least, I would like Sean Strickland to win a fight. Um, yeah, I think I don't know who's the layup. Or give Sean Strickland Gregory Rodriguez right now. I think Sean Strickland would beat Gregory Rodriguez. Gregory Rodriguez looked like a Terminator against the unranked competition. Now that he's fighting ranked competition, he looks terrible. Um, I think he was losing against Jack Hermanson. I was holding my breath up until he got the knockout. So I mean, give Sean Strickland Gregory Rodriguez and get him a win, and then give him an undeserved title shot. I want to see Hamza beat him up. That's all, and it will be massive. I mean, the build-up will be like incredible. So imagine having John Jones talking all that crap, Kobe Covington at the press conference, Conor McGregor, Ilya Tuporia. Okay, John Jones. John Jones doesn't talk that much. What do you call it? Trash talk. So, but imagine that press conference: Ilya Tuporia, Conor McGregor, Kobe Covington, Sean Strickland. Plus, Sean Strickland and Kobe Covington actually hate each other. I would say, actually, you know what? Make Kobe Covington versus Sean Strickland. They've been on each other's necks for the longest time, and I mean, yeah, I guess that's how you put them both on the card. You know. Anyway, um, I'm building the undercard. Okay. Ilya versus Islam has to be the main event. Yeah, yeah. I agree. Like that's a massive fight. I wouldn't I wouldn't mind it being a co-main to John Jones versus Tom Aspinall. That, but I also agree that it should be the main event, to be honest. Um, but yeah, I wouldn't mind it being a co-main to Jones versus Aspinall, because that's also a big fight. But Conor McGregor should not even be in the co-main event if those two fights are are there on the card. Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler should be a featured fight. So yeah, that would be an insane card, to be honest. Shoshat McGee, brother, I'm trying to get America AW, not kill. I mean, but Kobe Covington and Sean Strickland. I mean, America wins ultimately. It's America versus America. So they hate each other. And then the press conference will be insane, to be honest. Kobe and Strickland going at each other, even though they are both boring. I think because they have contrasting styles, Strickland as the striker, Kobe as the grappler, I think it'll make for an exciting fight. If if Kobe can't take it down, he's going to get beaten up. If he can take it down, like it's gonna be very interesting. And then you have Conor McGregor, you have Ilya Topuria. It will be like a really really interesting press conference. Shashot McGee, yeah, Sean versus Rodriguez is Easy W for Sean. Robocop and slip a gap to save his life. Oh, Robocop can slip a jab to save his life. Yeah, he looks very terrible. I don't see him getting into the top five unless via a fluke. He was losing to Hermanson and on the feed, if I'm not mistaken. Guys, we've spent so much time speaking about a fight, about the UFC White House. But I'm done breaking down this fight though. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow for the watch along. I love and appreciate all of you. Until next time. Merab versus Pantoja would be sick. Co-main event. Nah, man. I love Merab. I love Pantoja, but not co-main event, man. I I don't know. It should be. I wouldn't mind it being on the card, but obviously there are fights whereby there shouldn't be. I mean, Ilya Tuporia and Islam Makhachev is a massive fight, so it's justified even if there's not an American in the fight. But there shouldn't be too many fights whereby it's foreign country versus foreign country. I think for the most part it should be another country versus America, another country versus America. I think that's how they should build the card. Like that's okay. I mean, look at for example Michael Chandler, American, and then Conor McGregor, Irish, John Jones, American, Tom Aspinall, English, and then when, for example, Sean Strickland versus Kobe Covington, America versus America. So I think it should be like that for the most part, especially on the main card. I mean, except if it's a massive fight, then it's okay. Um, same card is crazy. Yeah, man. Ilya versus Islam, Merab versus Pantoja. I agree, but I don't think Pantoja wants that smoke, man. I think he acknowledges that he's probably going to lose to Merab, and he doesn't want that smoke because he's like, and which is smart because he realizes that he can still be a goat if he just dominates his division. If he goes up and loses to Merab, I mean, it takes away that aura. So Pantoja has outrightly said he doesn't want to fight Merab, so that fight is not going to happen. Especially because you can clearly see the UFC doesn't want it, and if the champion, the person who's supposed to be calling for it, is not even interested in it, then I mean it's probably unlikely not going to happen. Shoshot McGee, same card is crazy, yeah, 100%. Um, ASD, ASD, you versus Diddy, who would win? I don't know, man. I don't know if Diddy can fight, but I mean, I'm younger. I started training boxing, so I think I can take him. No Diddy though. Short McGee, we have we have embassies in every country, so you might as well let them fight. I hear you, man. I hear you. Um, Ilya versus Islam and Marab versus Umar. Same card would be good too. Yeah, but Umar needs to. Oh, but Umar is fighting soon. Um, and I guess I mean even with one win, I can see him actually getting another title shot, especially because but Marab doesn't have that many competition. But Umar is most likely next to whoever wins because he has a win over Corey Sanhagen. So if somehow Corey wins against Marab, Marab will probably get a rematch. But yeah, I think whoever's next in line will probably be Umar. Um, yeah, I think I've responded to everything, guys. I'll see you tomorrow for the watch along. Yeah, I love and appreciate all of you. Until tomorrow, deuces.